Alright guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more MPL. This is game number 6 of the current match between the team of ScanMotive and Ample versus the team of Ruin, ZeLoT, and BarrackS. The team of ScanMotive Ample did win the first part of it 3-2. Now we're in more of a Winners League format where Ruin is going to be coming back out for his team playing against Scan. These guys did already meet in this series in the very first game where Ruin was able to take Scan down. We're going to see if he's able to do it here again on Eclipse. Ruin has shown ridiculously strong play on Eclipse, so I definitely would favor him here against pretty much anyone. If you guys recall, he did end up playing Light in Season 12 of ASL and had Light pretty dead, and it was a pretty miraculous comeback. I actually, on my other YouTube channel, went over that VOD in detail and, of course, casted it on the Africa TV channel. But yeah, Ruin is pretty deadly on this map. So I feel a bit scared for my buddy here. We'll see if he's able to defend against the craziness that is Ruin on Eclipse. Now, getting his probe up here quickly enough to steal that gas. Definitely what we're going to end up seeing. It looks like it's going to be Gas Steal Nexus first, which, yeah, that's actually the build that he used against Light as well, so that would make sense. All right, down it goes. There's the gas. Of course, you don't know right now as Scan, like, is there a proxy barracks or not, right? That makes it very, very tricky. Of course, we know that there absolutely is not. He's just saving up his money to make that Nexus. And you might be asking yourself, how could you ever get away with this? You do it with a photon cannon, so that your opponent can't rush you with bunkers, marines, SCVs, all that jazz. It's even a single photon cannon kills so many marines, you'd be shocked. They're just very, very good. They two-shot them, and they have like way more range. Anyways, the probe continues to harass as much as it can. SCV going out to scout and try to figure out what's what. Ruin has the Nexus up. I'm actually very excited to see Scan's choices here once he sees this. Let's see if it's going to be BarrackS first or Forge first, because I've seen both. Okay, he's going to go Forge first. Definitely a little bit safer. Isn't entirely sure what's going on. And as Scan gets down here, he's going to know, like, okay, well, the only thing for Scan to do is to make a command center at this point. There's, like, really no other choice. He's going to send down his Marine. Notice his SCV goes in, just checks what's what. Of course, there's nothing else in there. He doesn't have money for it yet. But yeah, I think it's smart to keep this alive for a little bit at least. Next thing on the order, Scan's going to want to delete this gas, kill it off quickly so he can actually get up into factory tech. You could see him try something like a gas steal here, but Terran gas steals aren't anywhere near as good, right? Like, you can force the SCV off pretty quickly and they don't finish building themselves, and they have way less health in a simulator, right? So you put all that together, it's like, yeah, it does a little bit, but it's probably better to just hit everything else. In fact, he's going to go ahead and make the refinery at his natural. So we're going to see him actually send a bunch of SCVs. Instead of using the mining time loss... Wait, that's a weird way to say it. But instead of losing a bunch of mining time by sending SCVs to kill this, he's going to go ahead and just send a ton of SCVs to mine this gas, right? So look at this. This is 6 SCVs, and they are going to get 8 gas at a time. So a couple trips, we're going to get a factory up. All right, excellent. That's not what I expected to see, that's for sure. And actually should I mean, are you supposed to just keep them going long distance? It's rare that I see this move. I've seen it like a few times, but really not that often. So I am interested about it. Now, Cybernetics Core is coming up. I think this was the quickest way for him to actually get the factory. That's fascinating. I might have to try to steal that, see what that feels like. Anyways, it's a 424 factory. Cybernetics Core just finished up. All right. I mean, that's in relation to Cybernetics Core timing. This was not that bad. This was not that bad. All right, Scan's going to have the gas for another factory here momentarily. As far as SCVs go, he's down 5, which is, like, you know, positions like this, that's actually pretty normal. He hasn't made comsats yet, so he's going to drop another forwarder, and then if we see non-stop production from Ruin, a little bit painful. We have a Robo coming up before the range upgrade. That's pretty popular as well. I think Ruin will go into Reaver. He does not have to, but it's generally the best follow-up to any sort of offensive gas stuff. It kind of keeps you safe against everything, forces your opponent to have some anti-air in their base, or to at least keep a lot of units at home, but generally both. And that just kind of dictates the flow of the game a lot more. Keeps you very, very safe. It's very hard to push through Reavers with small amounts of units. I mean, you get a lot of supply. You can kind of just move it all forward, eat 2 Scarabs, and you kill the Reavers. But earlier on, it's not like that. All right, 4 factories here from Scan. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. And it's actually Observatory. So this leaves Ruin a lot more open to attack. Yeah, it looks like he's going 3 Gateway Observer. Now, I don't mind him... Okay, 4 Gateway Observer. I don't mind the idea of producing a lot of Gateway units here. But since it was Gas Steel and then Forge and Cannon... It's gonna... Like, his units are gonna be out very slowly, right? Like, let's look at his actual army. He's got his 3rd base. And what's his army look like right now? He's got a Goon here, a ZeLoT here, and 2 more Goons. So he's got 3 Dragoons and a ZeLoT right now. And only 1 Gateway. So that... It does make me a bit nervous. You know, this is why Reaver is kind of sexy on this type of position, right? Because you have this Observatory where it's like... Yeah, I mean, you can make an Observer, but then you just go like Shuttle, Observer, Reaver, right? And then you can go 2nd Reaver, and you're actually just... It's like another production building that you need anyways, and it's going to deal that splash damage, do things like clear out Marines. But here comes Scan. And I think he's going to be very happy to find that there's no Reaver yet. We see a Shuttle being made, but he's producing mass Dragoons right now. Okay, and there's the Reaver tech. That's after 4 gates are up, pumping Dragoons. So it's a little bit late. Scan here has cut SCVs completely. He's at 39. Just pushing forward right now. Okay, they actually kill that mine. Does not get its connection. Only 3 siege tanks here, but a very healthy amount of Marines. Oh, God. Comes right in. Targets down one of these siege tanks immediately. Great micro here from Ruin. Scan's still in a little bit of trouble, it looks like. Marines will end up picking that off. Oh, that siege tank definitely going to get caught as well. These Marines going to end up going down. Siege tanks just cannot outrun Dragoons. Much, much slower. 2 more tanks coming up right now. Oh, yeah, I guess he can fight a little bit. Oh, no, the other Dragoons coming back. They might actually end up walking that mine. Ooh, but they actually do save themselves. More Vultures coming up. A lot of siege tanks going to end up falling here, it looks like. Oh, God, he actually picked those off. And these Dragoons targeting a mine. Everything goes right for Scan there for a moment. Still up the ramp. Ruin goes, picks off that other tank. Only a single tank plus the Vultures left. So Scan is still kind of bringing this together. Definitely looked like it might have been a disaster on both sides already. And both sides making mistakes and making great plays to kind of have it go back and forth. 3 Dragoons coming up from behind. Oh, he tries to siege that as a dead tank right there. 3 volleys later. Here's the first Reaver coming out now. And it's pure Vulture. Okay, he is trying to make a photon cannon here. Oh, I love the SCVs trying to come up, but they're very low. So actually the probe can probably kill him. Yeah, and we are going to see that probe comes up to finish those off. Laying a few mines here on top of those Dragoons. Yeah, I don't think he can really break through it anymore. Honestly, the Reaver is out. Okay, let's take a look at what he's done at home. 5th factory has been added. He actually made 9 SCVs during that push. Well, I guess he lost 2, so he made 11 SCVs during that push, which is excellent. Just finished up his armory and starts +1. So trying to get the upgrades on track. Still rallying units down. Okay, well, that is a lot of Vultures. Ooh, gets a really decent Scarab hit right there. Oh, but a huge mine takes down 2 Dragoons. Oh, this could have been an amazing moment to drop the Reaver right here, but looks like he was not on top of that. Didn't actually have an Observer close enough, I think, to see anyways. Goes back, picks up his 2nd Reaver. And Scan continues the push. Does Ruin care? No, he does not. 4th base on the way during this deadly push. Scan's still on 2 bases. But if this push doesn't work now with that 4th base going up, that's pretty much the game, I would say. With no real economy behind it, Scan would be in serious trouble. So right now, down about 15 supply. Rallying down the Siege Tanks, trying to get a turret up. This is a very low SCV, though. All right, drops the double Reaver out, and actually not the greatest Scarabs. Loses them both. The micro here of Scan definitely on point as he pulls back. Great body blocking there. Oh, my God. And he misses. Well, he doesn't miss the last shot, so it does end up going down, but does miss a few shots there, which allow one Siege Tanks to survive. A lot of gates here still pumping out for Ruin. Scan just battling as hard as he can to try to gain some sort of edge during all of this. I mean, his SCV count is fine. He's okay. Science facility on the way, so he's going to continue his upgrades. Second armory coming up as well. He's getting an add-on on the starport, so that could be dropship and it could be science vessel. I think it will be science vessels. If you look, he has a huge gas bank, which always happens in games like these. Because you're like going slower on upgrades and making more vultures. So not a big surprise. Maybe can use that gas up on some vessels. Now, here comes another suicide drop in there. Actually loses the Reaver without even shooting a single Scarab, but is picking off a lot of the Siege Tanks. These pull back a little bit. Okay, gonna try to drag some mines in and does succeed in doing so. Only one gets on top of the tanks, though. Yeah, targets down his own mine. Doesn't want those to die. The rest of the army coming back up as he unsieges. Going to be able to gun down these turrets. Well. All right. It's looking bad. Third CC started. Looks like Scan has to pull back right now. Fourth base is going to be up and mining. Yeah, it's looking pretty darn Ruin favored right now. Okay, so some cannons going up for anti-harassment. Nothing really there. Double Stargate and... yeah, triple Stargate. He actually already had +1 researched, I believe. I think I saw that out of the corner of my eye earlier on. So it looks like Ruin is going to go into carriers from here. He does like carriers recently. We've definitely seen that a lot from him. Double command center is actually being made by Scan. Who, well, he's down like 17 workers, and he's down overall like 45 supply. So like 30 army supply or so down. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be okay taking this expansion. It's not an army that can kill him quite yet, but obviously there's a lot of gateways out. And with the Stargates, I think that if Ruin does not attack, he can get really heavily into the carriers. But if he starts attacking and loses that ground army and tries to go carriers behind it, obviously that's not going to be an optimal play. It's going to be a situation where I think that Scan can actually fight his way back in and maybe pick up a win this game. A big row of Dragoons here. Another gas taken. So now 4 gases. 3 Stargate carrier is being produced. Don't see any more upgrades as of yet. Would love to see one, though. Yeah, there we go. Starts it just now. Of course, the interceptor upgrade coming as well. 7 factories for Scan, which is, yeah, that's fine in this type of situation right now. I think as he lands this, he's going to want to add some more, especially against carriers. You want to get a lot of factories to be able to produce there. All right, looks like Reaver shuttle coming in right now. Okay, not, well, let's see. He's rushing in with basically everything that he has. Oh, great explosion right there. The Reavers do end up going down with minimal damage. So we just saw, and this is actually how Ruin ended up losing a game that looked pretty won against Light as well in the ASL, was he got a big advantage, and then he's like, okay, it's time to go carriers and lose my army. So that was not a fantastic attack, honestly. Like, it felt like he should have gotten more damage at the third base, and I I think he's okay to judge that he should have gotten more damage at third base. It just didn't work out that time. But at the same time, I think the theory behind attacking with your entire army there while you're switching into carriers, this is a transition for Protoss, right? You're transitioning into a carrier-based army. So you want to have like a big standing army to make sure you're okay during all that. Now, it might not end up mattering. Like, right? Look at the actual supply here. He's up 55 supply, so maybe it's still a straight up win anyways. But yeah, I think that was a bit questionable in my opinion. All right, the vultures coming out and just laying some mines. Scan floating over the command center. Ooh, I like moves like this quite a bit. Comes in with the vultures, lays mines in the path so that rallying reinforcing units have a hard time getting in, and then goes after this base. Look at this. He's going to kill a lot of probes, and, well, he gets the cannons and a lot of probes, and that's good enough. He loses some vultures, and that's about it. Definitely worth the vultures that he ended up losing here. Has to get a bunch of units here, though, if he wants to keep this base. Look at this. Immediately, Ruin going for that fourth base. In fact, taking another base as well during this time down at the south while attacking the north. I like this move. Bringing his carriers along as well. You're going to have to start fielding a lot of Goliaths at this point. This is not looking good for scans still. It's still down 50 supply. Right, there are a few Goliaths out. Doesn't actually have Goliath range. Oh god, he didn't even know he was going carriers at all this game. Yeah, that's a bit painful. Well, he saves the command center for now, but you can see the amount of damage these carriers are getting done. Without the Charon boosters, you are going to have a very hard time actually pushing these back. In the meantime, another drop coming in. Looks like he might end up trying to drop this base. ZeLoT's already sent there. Looks like Ruin is keen on the plans here of Scan. All right, nice D-Matrix to save what he was targeting. Not bad. But yeah, these just a handful of Goliaths. You actually need right now like 16 Goliaths, I would say, to really push this back. And he's got like 3. Motive needs to just keep attacking, in my opinion. That, like, Scan needs an entire minute of Goliath production, basically, to come out with enough to fight this off. And that's a full minute from when he first sees them, right? All right, he does have that full round of Goliaths coming. So it's a little bit more, but still, the Goliath range is the longest upgrade for mech units. And that's going to be it. GG. Ruin ends up taking the game.